Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our presentation. Before we proceed, Urie Bronfenbrenner was born on 29 April 1917 in Moscow, Russia Empire. He is a Russian formally, but since he spent most of his time in America, he is also an American. He is well known for his ecological system theory. He is also a co-founder of the Head Start program established in the United States. He specializes in the field of development psychology. His theory specializes on different environmental system layers, categorized in 5 groups: microsystem, mesosystem, exosystem, macrosystem, and chronosystem. He died on September 25, 2005 at the age of 88 years old. Here is our presentation. We are going to present the ecological system theory, and my friend Reina Maliu and myself, Alfred Basiri, we will further elaborate more on that theory. Stay with us as we go through. Now I'm introducing you the first presenter, Reina Maliu.
Okay, basically, according to the theory, the ecological system theory, the theory basically talks about the child and the environment, or the person and the environment. And in the theory identifies 5 structures or layers of the environment, and each layer having an effect towards the development of the child. So in that particular theory, we will closely look into those 5 areas or 5 structures of the environment, from how they influence the behavior and the development of the child. The first layer of the environment we will look at it is the microsystem layer. Basically, microsystem layer, it's talking about the immediate environment. The immediate environment where the child lives in, where the child belongs to. And in that immediate environment, the child have direct contact within the immediate environment. The child have direct contact, home, like parents, school, like teacher, peer, friends, neighbor, relatives. All these people within the immediate environment, the child have direct contact with them. And here, the relationship impact is in 2 directions: away from the child or towards the child. Like example, for parents, from the way the parents looking after the child, discipline the child learn from their parents, or the child learn from his or her parents. That the parents can teach the child and the child learn from them. Also, the parents can learn from the child. They can realize how the child responds to them. So the relationship here is in two ways: away from the child and towards the child. So in microsystem, this is the immediate environment and how the child lives in the immediate environment and interact with those that surrounded with him. And in all, this contributes to develop or affect or determine the well-being of the child, behavior of the child as the child grows. Okay, the second layer of the environment we will look at it is the mesosystem. Basically, in mesosystem, It's talking about the connections between the structure of the child microsystem. Connections between the structure of the child microsystem, or the connection between microsystem. For example, let's look at the connections between child teacher and the child parents. So within the microsystem, we have parents and the teachers. So now we are looking into the connections between the parents and the teachers. The parents of that particular child and the teacher of that particular child. When they have the relationship, the child as an individual observe this relationship, and from there the child learn from that. Whatever they do, whatever they behave or they act, or something like this, the child learn from those relationship, the relationship within the microsystem. So the relationship of parents and the teacher is very important, because the child is, it's automatically part of the parents. So when the parents move and they interact with the teacher, the child observe them, and the child respond to that relationship and learn from what is good. So mainly or basically in that layers of the environment, it is where the child learn from the microsystem, the interactions, the relationship between his parents and the teachers, or the relationship between his parents and the church pastor.
Okay, when we look at ecosystem, uh, there are some applications that ecosystem apply to the child development. The first is the social work. When we talk about social work, social work is assessing individual within their ecological content to provide holistic interventions that address environmental stresses and support system. Example that we are going to look under parents workplace, local community service, and mass media. When we look at parents workplace, it outlines some of the uh, activity that parents involve which indirectly influence their child at home, and that is parental leave, flexible work hours, and uh, and job stress can indirectly affect family dynamics and children's well-being. When we look at the job stress, some of the parents, there's a lot of stresses at work, and when they go home, their the parents bring home from their job, the stresses from their workplace can distract from their parenting skills, okay, undermine the atmosphere in the home, and therefore thereby introduce stress into the children's life. So the children will learn how to involve in stretches, and that is influence their development. Okay, the second one is local community service. That's the second one. Access to community resource such as healthcare, childcare facilities, recreational programs, and social service can impact family functions and child development. When we talk about that, most of the non-government organizations introducing some of the childcare facilities to improve the development of the child when the child brought up from, for example, settlements or squatters, that they cannot have the affordable living there. So therefore, non-government organization introduce childcare facilities. Those are local community service which is indirectly influence the development of the child, because that influence come from outside, not within the family. And the last one is mass media. When we talk about mass media involve, we always watch television, a lot of program, a lot of advertisement, advertise online. We go on the internet, Google as well. Mass media is a media involve media presentations, advertisings, cultural message transmitted through televisions, internet, and other media outlets. Shape societal norms and values, indirectly influence individuals' attitudes and behavior. So if the media uh, play or advertise some cultures, for example, Western cultures, they used to dance. Now we are watching a lot of TikTok videos online. That is influencing the child's development, and it becomes a norm where the child imitate and try also want to dance. So that's some of the example of mass media. It's indirectly influenced the child development.
Macrosystem. Macrosystem is the fourth environmental
That
layers.
influence child development. When we look at macro system, is the broader cultural, societal, and ideological context that shape the other system, including cultural norms, values, and socio-economic factors. The broader cultural context, including societal values, laws, customs, and resources available in the community. Okay, the macro system applications on child development based on community development. When we talk about community development, recognizing the importance of social support network, um, community resources, and cultural factors in promoting well-being and resilience. Basically, uh, that is how we carry out some of the community service that develop the child development because it's help the well-being of the child. Example, cultural norms and values. Cultural norms and values, so cultural beliefs and traditions and practice influence parent styles, educational expectations, and societal attitudes towards various social issues. Okay, so uh, basically, we have our norms and beliefs when through the process of initiating a girl and a boy, they come to influence their development. So when that is influencing their development and they are now know their beliefs and culture. When it comes to education expectation, some of the beliefs in some place, they believe that only men will allow to go to school rather than women or girls. So in that case, girls see themselves that they are unfortunate human being that they are not allowed to be educated rather than the boys. So that's one of the educational expectations that in some areas uh, it's being influenced the child development, especially for the female. Socioeconomic factors, economic opportunities, wealth distributions, and social class impact access to resources, education opportunities, and quality of life. So most of the parents they have um, a lot of they are in a well-off family. Their child will be in experiencing a quality of life rather than those that have a low level, low income families. So that is the influence of a child development because of the norms that they practice. It's become their culture. They exercise it every day. Political system is also one of the example of macro system, and basically is the government policies, laws, regulations that save social welfare programs, healthcare system, and education initiatives impacting individuals' opportunities and life outcomes. So basically, macro system is
a system that based on cultural, societal, and ideological contexts that shape the development of a child. Chronosystem is the last layer of environment, and basically chronosystem is the dimension of time which include historical events, life transitions, and social context shaping development across the lifespan of a child development. Okay, applications of the ecological system theory based upon the Kronos system is historical events. When we look at historical events, it's a major historical events such as wars, economic recessions, or social movement can have long-lasting effect on individuals and communities. When we look at war, for example, in Papua New Guinea, we have the autonomous region of Bougainville. Uh, we have a um, Bougainville crisis from 1989 to 1997, and that crisis affecting the trial development. Okay, and most of the trial are being influenced by that war. So another example or applications of the theory is life transitions. Life transition is a personal life event such as marriage or a divorce, birth of a child, or relocation can create change in family dynamics and social support networks. For example, we look at the Manam settlement being relocated or a family moving from urban to rural setting or environment. The child will develop different kinds of environment. I mean, interact with different types of environment, and then that will build the. It will influence the development of the child. And lastly, technological advances. But when we talk about technological advances, uh, advances in technology, communication, and transportation reshape social interaction, access to informations, and opportunity for learning and development over time. So as the technology advances, we learn new things, try learn new things, and that is influence their development because technology is advancing and the trial are in the digital age.
To summarize, according to the theory, there were 5 stages of environment. But basically, the environment itself, the environment condition, the environment situation, the environment settings that influence and determines the behavior of a person. The theory shows us that the environment contributes a lot to change the person behavior. So in that theory, the 5 environmental stages shows that through the process of growth of a child, the child come across those situations, environmental situation, environmental settings, and from time to time that contribute to change the attitude, change and modify the behavior of the patient, and later on the patient grow and he became somebody with the environment that he or she come across and live with. So to finish it, we will say that the environment contributes a lot to change the patient. Thank you.